still have that whole like mentality. It's like gay is bad, it's wrong, it's weird if you are gay, and it's like being somewhere where that's where the majority is. It feels different and it feels very special. It feels like I'm safe here, like I'm with the crowd that I belong to. Very excited, a lot of emotions. I feel like I might start crying in the parade. You know, I'm so happy.
People, regardless of what their bodies are, they have a voice and we have a voice, and we want people to hear us and see us.
Los Angeles is a place where everyone belongs and our dreams can fly if we have wings to carry us. The Wings of Mexico, a new installation right outside the Griffith Observatory, highlights the close relationship between Los Angeles and Mexico and will become a reminder for all the people visiting or moving to LA that they can fly to great heights.
These wings are a great gift from our friends in Mexico. These wings have been put in cities around the world, but it's most natural to have them here in the City of Angels, because every angel needs her wings. And we see all over Los Angeles murals with angel wings where people are able to go. Now in the most famous, probably tourist spot in America, right by the Hollywood sign, by the most visited observatory anywhere in the world, you can come here and feel those wings, but also feel that friendship between Mexico and the United States.
The fact that it is here, where millions of visitors come annually, where millions of people across America see as their vision of Los Angeles, this couldn't be a more fitting place for this, a monument to the continued friendship and partnership between these two countries.
When you think about just a few words, the summit of the Americas, the city of Los Angeles, the city of the angels, and the wings of Mexico right here in this place. I can't think of a better place to inaugurate what will go down as one of the best times in history as we open up the Summit of the Americas here in the United States, here in the city of Los Angeles.
You know, I'm the grandson of immigrants from Mexico who came to the United States and to Los Angeles. To me, this represents both sides of the border. It represents why they were able to fly and come to a place of opportunity, and also the pride that we have of the home countries that they came from. And I think that story exists for so many immigrants that have come here, or migrants even, that have come from other parts of America. Los Angeles is a city where everybody belongs and where our dreams can fly.
Car enthusiasts and their families had a chance to admire over 100 cars from different eras at the 19th annual Still Saving Lives car show. This event, organized by the LA Police Department, was a chance to bring the community together and raise funds to support the men and women who keep our streets safe. Take a look.
This is our 19th annual Still Saving Lives car show. It is a fundraiser that we put together, Valley Traffic, in conjunction with our volunteer booster group, which is called the Valley Traffic Advisory Council, or VTAC for short. Throughout the year, VTAC and Valley Traffic partner together to do fundraisers, help raise money to pay for things that the department can't always pay for.
Every police department has certain items that they need to make sure that they're efficient and effective with what they do. The city of Los Angeles supplies them the very basics. However, there are some other items to do their jobs better, such as a gun holster. It could be beautification at the station. It could be landscaping. It could be little things to support the men and women that are protecting our cities to do their jobs a little bit better.
I was actually at Walmart with him shopping for Hot Wheels, and I met a police officer that was there that told me I should come down and bring him. It's nice for people to see your work and what you did, for other car heads to appreciate it.
I bought the car in 1980, spent a few years restoring it, and driving it around now, enjoying it.
It's a free public community event. We encourage everybody to come and enjoy, bring the family. We have tons of kids displays and amazing, beautiful cars.
We had 130 cars pre-register, and that's pretty good for an event, especially after pandemic when things was completely shut down. It's outdoors, it's open air, it's just a good place to be and have a good time.
In a recent roundtable discussion with Mayor Garcetti, gun violence and mental health awareness were two of the main issues on the minds of the LA Youth Council. These young Angelenos had a chance to address their concerns face-to-face with the mayor and discuss potential policy changes. Check it out.
A lot of us have brought up mental health as a main driving factor in this gun violence discussion. And I'm wondering, as I think about it over the years, why are we diverting to mental health? Why are we not focusing on the guns themselves?
Having the bomb dropped that, hey, your daughter is currently in the ER for being suicidal. Like, how does that feel to a parent who doesn't even believe suicide is a thing or depression is a thing?
As I've always said, youth are not the leaders of tomorrow. They're truly the leaders of today. And these young people have been demonstrating that. A tradition of a youth council that advises the mayor since Tom Bradley.
Why are we able to get a gun at 18 instead of 21 when you can drink at 21 but you can't drink at 18? I don't really see how school police will necessarily be much of a solution because it would only make students inside of school not feel as safe.
Our interactions with the mayor were very informed, and I was very impressed and honored by the way that he gave us his time and had this discussion with us. We came away with concrete solutions instead of abstract ideas. So the thing that I'm most excited about now is taking what we've discussed here and learned here and applying it to what we do in the future.
Today we were talking not only of our personal experiences with gun violence, but also things that we want to see, change within the city, like mental health and like policies that hold other people accountable. And I really appreciated, how he, took some time out of his day to, just listen to us, just listen to our grievances, listen to like what ideas we have. And it really shows that he's not tokenizing us, he's not tokenizing youth, but he's actually taking our ideas into consideration.
Thank you all.
What are the things that really bring people together? That is what the Central Library exhibition, Something in Common, seeks to answer. Through different forms of artistic expressions, the visitors are able to appreciate the benefits of social gathering through this journey across all the different communities that are formed in the libraries.
We're here at the Something in Common exhibition at the Central Library downtown, and this is a special exhibit that really looks to celebrate what are the things that bring people together. It's also specifically meant to highlight our public libraries as a community gathering place. We had done a lot of research about this idea of social gatherings and the kind of benefits of coming together with your community. And it's unfortunately been really well documented by sociologists over the last couple decades that that's been in decline in this country. And then of course when the pandemic happened, all of these ideas about us coming together and issues of isolation and loneliness really became front page news. But it really gave us a renewed sense of importance for this conversation and this kind of project. So we're really grateful now for the opportunity as things begin to open up again to welcome people back to the library and to, again, share in that conversation about what it is that brings us together, how we can come back out and share space again after a time of such unprecedented isolation. I'm standing in front of a really unique exhibit. It's a display of new banners that were created by the artist Christine Wong Yap. So she came and felt that there was a need to highlight some of the unique communities that were gathering at our branch libraries across the city and created this set of new banners that represent 7 different groups that meet at our branch libraries across the city. Everything from the Persian Poetry Forum to the French Conversation Club to the Neuroplasticity Club. This is just a snapshot, if you will, of the many different types of communities that are formed around a program or a service or an idea that's happening here at the library. You know, in highlighting some of these fascinating groups and looking at some of the more unique things that bring people together, we hope that visitors will take the opportunity to think about what are the things that connect them with others. We all have a need for community, and more than ever, I think today, there's a need for us to come together and have conversations with others and kind of break bread and share in that experience. So our hope with this project is that it will be an opportunity to really take away and think about something more serious even as they're exploring some of these more fun and interesting and unusual groups as well. The Something in Common exhibition here at the Central Library downtown in our Getty Gallery will be up through November 6th. There's a lot more information about this exhibition and some of the featured groups and the artwork that we commissioned on our project website, which is lapl.org/something.
Join the Griffith Observatory Summer Solstice virtual event. Enjoy free nature play at the LA Zoo Family Nature Club or attend Micah the Magician's wonderful magic show. All this up next on Things to Do. Summer is here and your pals at the Griffith Observatory want to help mark the summer solstice. The observatory staff will have a live online broadcast, weather permitting, focused on the setting sun. They will talk about how the sun's changing path across the sky causes seasonal changes and determines where the sun sets on the western horizon. Join this free online talk during the longest day of the year that marks the beginning of the summer as the sun sets. Anyone can sign up for this live online discussion before June the 21st via the Griffith Observatory website. For more information, visit griffithobservatory.org. The LA Zoo, in partnership with the LA Department of Recreation and Parks, is bringing the Family Nature Club back. This is a chance to enjoy free nature play by exploring beyond the zoo with loosely structured outdoor games and discovering nature through art and building, thanks to the help of the LA Zoo Learning and Engagement staff. It is open to families, caregivers, and children of all ages, and no registration is required. The Family Nature Club will take place the last Saturday of every month from 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. starting on June 25th. For more details, visit lazoo.org. The Chatsworth Branch Library invites adults and children to a wonderful magic show. Micah the Magician will be performing a highly interactive magic show where the audience is the star. Join him as he returns to Chatsworth for this magical opportunity and get a close look at how Micah performs his amazing magic tricks. This is a great chance for magic lovers of all ages to attend a free live show. Micah the Magician's show will take place at the Chatsworth Branch Library on Saturday, June 25th at 1 p.m. For more information, visit lapl.org/events. And that's a look at some things to do. And that's it for this edition. I'm Natalia Bilbao, and from all of us here at LA This Week, thank you so much for joining us. A reminder that you can catch us online at lacityview.org, and we're also on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. See you next time for more LA This Week.
Okay, members, if I can please get you to take your seats, we're going to start our meeting. Good morning and welcome to the Los Angeles City Council. Today is Friday, June 17th. I'm Nuri Martinez, the President of the Council. Mr. Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Yes, Madam President. Blumenfeld. Bonin. Buscaino. Cedillo. Absent. De Leon. Absent. Harris-Dawson. Koretz. Krikorian. Lee. Martinez.
Present.
O'Farrell. Price. Rahman. Absent. Rodriguez. Absent. Wesson. 11 members in the quorum, Madam President.
First order of business.
Approval of the minutes of June 15, 2022.
Mr. Buscaino moves and Mr. Price seconds.
Commendatory resolutions for approval.
Mr. Wesson moves and Mr. Bonin seconds.
Madam President, item 1 is an item notice for public hearing. Items 2 through 17 are items for which public hearings have been held. The Planning and Land Use Management Committee report has been submitted for item 15 and posted to Council File number 21-0829-S1. Items 18 through 23 are items for which public hearings have not been held. An addendum to the Mayor's proclamation has been submitted for item 21 and posted to Council File number 20-0933. Items 24 through 30 are items scheduled for closed session for which public hearings have been held. 10 votes are required for consideration.
Okay, without objection, those items are now before us. Members, you wish to call any of these items special? Seeing no members on the queue, there's been a request, Mr. Clerk, from Mr. Price to recuse himself on item 15. Why don't you go ahead and tell me what items we can vote on?
Yes, Madam President. There are cards on items 1 through 6, 18 through 18 through 30.
You have to repeat that one more time. 1 through 6, and what's the next batch?
And 18 through 30, and the council may now vote on items 2 through 14, 16, and 17.
Yes, Mr. Price?
Special, please.
I can't hear you.
Want to call 21 special.
21 special for Mr. Price. Thank you. Okay, members, we're going to vote on items 2 through 14 and 16 and 17. Please open the roll. Close the roll. Tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and vote on item 15. Mr. Price, this is an item you've requested to recuse yourself on. Let's go ahead and vote on item 15. Open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the vote.
9 ayes, 1 no.
Okay, at this time, members, we're going to go ahead and take up the closed session items. Those are items 24 through 30. Mr. Krikorian, do you wish to speak to any of these items?
Madam President, thank you. Items 24 through 30 are all routine settlements that have been considered by Budget and Finance, which recommends approval of the City Attorney's recommendations. They can all be taken up in open session unless members have questions or concerns.
Thank you, sir. Mr. City Clerk?
In the case entitled Christopher Ewing versus City of Los Angeles, David Green et al., there is a recommendation to expend up to $900,000 in settlement. For item 25, in the case entitled Barbara Hernandez versus City of Los Angeles et al., there's a recommendation to expend up to $125,000 in settlement. Item 26, in the case entitled Lorenda Sandoval et al. Versus City of Los Angeles et al., there's a recommendation to expend up to $995,000 in settlement. For item 27, in the case entitled Michael Moore versus City of Los Angeles et al., there's a recommendation to expend up to $300,000 in settlement. For item 28, in the case entitled Jesus Hernandez versus driver John Doe et al., there's a recommendation to expend up to $200,000 in settlement. For item 29, in the case entitled Concepcion Lopez versus City of Los Angeles et al., there's a recommendation to expend up to $200,000 in settlement. For item 30, in the case entitled James Willis versus City of Los Angeles, there's a recommendation to expend up to $1,200,000 in settlement.
Okay, members, those items are now before us. These are the closed session items, items 24 through 30. Let's go ahead and open the roll. Close the roll. Tabulate the vote. We're going to move into public comment. Mr. Arnold Sachs, are you here? You filled out cards for general public comment. Item number 1 and items 18 through 23. So go ahead and give him his 3 minutes for all his items, and then we can give him his 1 minute for general public comment. Go ahead. Before you start, can I ask the members if we can please lower your voices so we can hear the public speakers? Thank you.
Yeah. Definitely don't want to miss.
Go ahead, sir.
We only have 1 minute
3
on
minutes.
the clock, ma'am.
We're starting with the items, so you'll get 3 minutes for items.
Thank you, Mr. City Attorney. Now it says 3 minutes. Thank you. Good morning, Arnold Sachs. So I got a couple of things here. Item number 22 is about, they want to put something on the, for an election. But it says, according to this, number 2 says, they want to have this done by June 15th, 2022. But I think today is the 19th, the 17th. So was this done already? Or is it, what's the story? This says it has to be necessary no later than June 15th, 2022, and today's the 17th. I don't know. Something with the calendar seems to be a little screwed up. I'm still concerned about CEQA and the fact that nobody cares about getting the air clean. And nobody really wants to update the CEQA laws. They haven't been updated since 1970. And that's that's over 50 years. And I think it's about time that somebody looked into updating the CEQA laws, stop all this construction, because it's fouling up the air. And by stopping this construction, you could update the CEQA laws. They want to put together a committee and then start looking for qualified people to help. They need to stop the building and then get involved in CEQA. I'm concerned about number 23. The Ciclavia item, it's a for-profit, non-profit kind of situation, and you really don't know where the money is. And it refers to Measure M. And Measure M was passed back in 2008. And that was supposed to provide $40 billion over 30 years, which comes out to $1.1 billion a year. So based on that, it should be $15.4 billion in revenue that Metro would have received. And I doubt they received that much. Last week you had an item on your agenda regarding savings for the city of about $15 million for some bond that they were getting from a bank. But the cost they were spending was $1.6 billion. So I'm trying to figure out, how do you save $15 million when you're spending $15.6 billion? It's more that good goddamn math. Woo! I'm telling you, it's crazy. Again, thank you very much. 3 out of 23 neighborhood councils involved in this agenda today. That's up from the 2 out of 26 from Wednesday. We're doing quite well.
So you can go on to general if you wish.
My
Mr.
general
Give him his
public.
1 minute of general public comment.
Sure. I'd like to again announce Jessica Lau for mayor because of her ties to the downtown business community district that it's turned into such a goddamn cesspool. I'm concerned about the $640 million in CARES Act money for the stadium that was built in Las Vegas and why nobody wants to press any charges against the son of a bitch who took all that money. I'm also concerned about this R's on all these items, and I'm concerned about Mars Bioscience and all this stuff, and I'm concerned about these resolutions that aren't signed and the fact that none of these motions are being read into the record. And if they're not read into the record, then nothing is getting done. And I'm concerned about the federal funding that some of the money has been allocated, and we're still at about $70 trillion. And where the fuck is the money?
Thank you, Mr. Sapp.
Next speaker, Mike Greenspan, are you here? Mike, you're speaking on general public comment and you filled out cards for item 1 and items 18 through 23.
Okay, so Mr. Greenspan, we'll set the clock for 3 minutes to begin with for items 1 and then 18 to 23. And then when that's done, or you're done, we'll then go on to general public comment for a minute. So start with the items.
Oh, I've got 1 minute here.
Yeah, we're setting it for 3.
Okay.
Okay, so please begin.
All right. Mike Greenspan, the Jew that's not going back to Florida, you anti-Semitic, anti-Christ Catholics. Now, item 1. Once again, more money. Kerching, kerching, kerching. Is this the latest sweetheart deal with the firefighters to give them more money? Oh, it's only money. Why, some people think it grows on trees. Well, here's some gloves if you think it grows on trees, and we'll go to Koretz's district and pick them off the money trees. After all, I'm tired of this attitude that money is there for the picking. Too bad it is. I wish it was, but it's not. And you know what they say about wish, but I won't go into that right now. Well, let's look at some more money. More money from Paul Koretz, who thinks it grows on trees. He's got us on the hook for another $300,000. Boy, how much could that help people in the community instead of just throwing it away? Let's just throw money away. We got nothing better to do with it. It's only our money. Why do we throw it away? I don't know. Now, what else are we wasting the taxpayers' money on? Oh, the rewards. Are you kidding? Let me just quote a little bit from John Walsh, the late John Walsh. Snitches get stitches. Well, I usually don't like to do it, but after all, you guys don't get it. Are these rewards getting paid? I don't think so. They're just, feel-good things. Well, feel good all you want. These aren't getting paid. Maybe we need better policing. That would really help. Maybe the pigs should be patrolling the streets and make them safe instead of raising money for Caruso. Because that's all they're doing. They sure aren't making this city safer. Otherwise, we'd feel great about living in this city. Now we got Pride. Oh, this time it's Valley Pride. It's June. It's Pride Month. Gay Pride. Well, I've got pride too, being from the South. Yeah. Here. This flag is a flag too, just like that rainbow flag. Yeah. So, you want to have your attitudes? I'll have them too. Came here with them. I feel a little funny because this council meeting is happening during a mayor's election, the first time Mr. Walsh is not with us. And it is sad because we miss his input. And I just want to say, I can't breathe, Joe Cole, Joe!
So should we go on to general, Mr. Greenspan?
Yeah, Take
Okay.
your 7 seconds back.
Sure. All right, go ahead.
Okay, we've all seen the airwaves, that Rick Caruso guy who's running for mayor. How would the Valley girls say it? Gag me with a spoon. That's the best way to describe it. Oh, he's Mr. Clean. He's going to clean up the corruption at City Hall. Well, didn't he give to some guy named Englander, who used to sit at times where Nuri now sits? Yeah, I guess he got out of his halfway house after going to his federal prison. Missed you guys over there at the hearing on July 2020 at the federal courthouse. And as the federal prosecutor said, he had his escort masseuse with him. Not his wife in Las Vegas, his escort masseuse. And after the hearing ended, Englander's wife was holding his hand as they got ready to take an Uber, and I hollered, "Looky Lars, wife's holding his hand, the hand that rubbed his escort's pussy in Las Vegas."
Next speaker is Candido.
Morning, council members. Candido Maris, Catholic who loves all his brothers and sisters.
Candido, hold on for just a second.
Oh, thank you, ma'am.
Are you speaking on your items this morning? Because you filled out cards for 18 through 23 and general public comment.
I don't want to waste your time, madam, so I will just take
1 minute
public comment.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Here we go again. Dodge, Audi, Acura. What are they doing? They're pushing their cars that can go 0 to 60. And what? Do what? Kill our residents? It's sad that, someone was dragged 500 feet. 500 feet. They lost their legs. Why? Because Dodge likes to show you how fast their cars go on private, and you can do it on public streets. That's what they're doing. Dodge, Acura, Audi. They're killing the residents of this city. I sit here today and I look around and I'm thinking, who's going to be hit by a fast car this week? By Tuesday, Tuesday's meeting, who's going to lose a family member because these companies are making money out of death? Lastly, DWP, those 1 month leases that you have are illegal and they're looking bad. We look forward to giving you information in the future. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next speaker is Sean Murphy. Sean, you've requested to speak general public comment in item number 1. Which one would you like to do? You want to do item number 1 first?
Yeah, item number 1, item 4. That's about, get to my general public comment.
Okay, please go ahead.
Madam President, I want to say hello to my classmates of 1982 LA High School. Graduated at the sports arena 40 years ago today. I'd like to give a shout out to my classmates. I'm on email, SeanMurphy.com, SeanMurphy64.com, and I'm also on Facebook for my classmate for LA High. Listen, Bob, these cars are still speeding on Canoga Park. We need to stop the cars from speeding up they need to slow down at night. One of my roommates can't sleep. These damn cars just keep speeding up and down DeSoto Boulevard. No wonder we have so many accidents. I'm sorry, but we need to do something about that, our councilman. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Murphy.
Thank you, Sean. Harold Bigsby? Is anyone here by that name? Harold Bigsby? Harold Bigsby is not in the room. Dr. K.R. Truthbay? You've requested to speak on items 20 through 23.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning.
Madam President, City Council. As a collaborative of nonprofit homeless service providers, we requested HMIS and capacity building for the past 6 months through LASA. We reached out to the Director of Homeless Strategies for CD14, Matthew Chavez, who reneged on not 1 appointment but 2 appointments for site visits for emergency housing shelter. On top of that, on June 15th, he sent an email stating that the nonprofit, one of them, the Kingdom Warriors Foundation, does not have an active 501c3 status. And then he actually put a picture of the IRS website. When you type in the tax ID for the Kingdom Warriors Foundation, it pops up. So my question to you, Kevin De Leon, when we met you, we had specific proposals for Skid Row, and you transferred us to Matthew Ten Chavez, who is the Director of Homeless Strategies, but he cannot identify a federal agency on a federal website. So this is why we say for Juneteenth, when you guys have a day off, to remember this face that represents African American service providers who have repeatedly for 8 years done the right thing, submitted proposals for housing projects, but instead you have your chief of staff, you have your Director of Homeless Strategies can't even identify us on a website saying that we're illegitimate, that, what was his exact words, excuse me. Let me pull up the email, by the way. Kevin De Leon, okay, you ought to do oversight on your staff members. If he's the Director of Homeless Strategies, he needs to make the appointments and apply the funding. Instead, he says that it was reported by Alex Vysotsky for the interim Director of Government Affairs that told him that we're illegitimate. Where does that come from? So if you don't know Alex Vysotsky, I want you to watch the movie Powder, because this is exactly what he looks like. But yet, he has no lived experience for African Americans. We are continually being on the bottom of the totem pole. You keep crying equity, equity. We're having barbecues and watermelon for Juneteenth, but the equity for African Americans is not there. It's a shame. Homelessness can be solved on a congressional level. I want you to make sure that that person that's going to sit in that mayor's seat needs to solve the first issue, which is homelessness. Let's stop having meetings, wasting money, when you have active grassroots organizations that's doing the work every day in the streets, and you guys are in an air-conditioned office and you can't even have a staff member to identify a nonprofit on an IRS website. Is anybody there that can read or write? I'm just asking you for equity. We are taking our business elsewhere to another county because it shows that LA City, LA County is not willing to cooperate with its constituents or organizations that's trying to solve the homeless crisis. I want to have Matthew Ten Chavez to have a forum with LASA to figure out why African Americans are not getting equity. That's it. And I yield my time.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Public comment was there too?
Oh, you didn't sign up for public comment. That's why I asked you if you were only speaking on your items. You want your public comment?
Yes,
Next
ma'am.
time I need you to sign up for public comment as well. Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Just a quick reminder. Juneteenth is a celebration of freeing the slaves. There's an ugly history in America, and we don't want to keep reiterating the issue. We request $10,000 from each city council, $1,000 from each neighborhood council, which is a total of $300,000, specifically for homeless outreach and engagement, because as Matthew Ten Chavez, who is the Director of Homeless Strategies for one of the worst locations, which is Skid Row, you would think he would have a strategy, but instead he's good old boys club and shutting people out year after year. The same organizations that's been presenting plans and proposals, it's atrocious. It's atrocious. So please, we're asking you for Juneteenth, reflect on how African Americans are going to be removed from the permanent underclass into equity. No more Black Lives Matter. We need reality. Thank you. I yield my time.
Next speaker is Jason Reedy. You filled out a card for general public comment in item 21. Do you want to go into your item first?
Yeah, I'll do item 21 first.
21, thanks.
All right, so I let Garcetti know in person last Tuesday how I felt about this proclamation, but I felt it was important to break down this posturing here today. First, this proclamation states that observing Juneteenth bolsters the city's commitment to racial justice. The boldness of caucasity in that statement alone. Words and proclamations don't do that, actions do. Defunding the police would be the first step in bolstering this city's commitment to racial justice, not giving them $800 million like Garcetti has done since 2013. Secondly, there is a part that calls on Angelenos to collectively commit to confront and eradicate the structural and systematic racism and deep inequalities that are rooted in beliefs and white supremacy that have no place in our country. How about the white supremacy that is the foundation of the Los Angeles Police Department? What is the mayor and the members of this city council doing to confront the structural and systematic racism on full display by the LAPD on the daily, I'll tell y'all, they are funding them to the tune of $8 million a day. Lastly, this proclamation is bullshit. It's bullshit. All it does is provide y'all with political cover so y'all can claim that y'all care about black people. Public comment. Yo, Gil, tough week for you, big guy. Maybe you can beg Eunices to film city council meetings for us since you've become such an expert at that. 7 De Leon, as far as your failed mayoral campaign, you should have worked your fingers to the bone, mijo. You aren't the salt of the earth, you are the shit of it. I hear they got a mural up of you at Chicano Park. It's right by the murals. It's right by the urinals. Mitch, between Al, Katie, and Hugo, they currently sit at 58% of the vote in CD 13. All after you claimed that they had dangerous and reckless views on public safety, but guess what? That small and vocal contingent of outsiders that you kept referring to last year were actually large and mighty in their decision not to vote for you. And lastly, for people that are not familiar with item 27, a blind elderly black man was strapped to a gurney while LAPD officer Justin Choi held a towel over his mouth and nose as he cried out numerous times, "I can't breathe." This went on for over a minute and ultimately resulting in him suffocating and passing out. Now, after being assaulted and traumatized, he was then criminalized, resulting in Moore spending 139 days behind bars awaiting trial. He will be acquitted of those bogus charges. For the record,
Speaker.
Thank you.
Sir, your time is up. Sergeants?
Mr. Reedy.
Mr. Reedy, your time is up.
Please sit down, Mr. Reedy.
Sergeants, can you please ask Mr. Reedy to take a seat or leave the council chambers? Thank
Okay.
you.
You're disrupting the meeting. Please stop. Okay, so you've been warned.
He continues to disrupt the meeting on his way out.
Start getting arrested instead of excluded.
Please, can you ask Council Sergeants, please ask Mr. Reedy to move.
Okay, so Mr. Reedy, you've been ordered removed. Please leave quietly so that we can continue the meeting. So I'm sorry, everyone. Mr. Reedy is shouting as he leaves the room, and he's still shouting.
Legal firearm in our district.
I didn't hear the first part.
Okay.
There's someone in my district, legal firearm.
All right, thank you, Mr. Reedy. We can now continue.
Apologize to the members of the public. This goes on a daily basis, seems like. I'm going to go ahead and ask Jack Fisher to please come up for public comment.
Yeah.
Jack Fisher, are you here? Jack Fisher is not. Jack Fisher. Ali Mills? Good morning. You've requested to speak in general public comment?
Yes, before I speak though, can I just request a reconsideration of item 15?
Well, you've just done it, so let's move on to general
Okay,
public comment.
okay, great.
Go ahead.
Good morning, council members. My name is Ali Mills. I am a member of the Venice Neighborhood Council. I am also speaking on behalf of the Venice Historic Canal Association. I'm a longtime supporter of Councilman Mike Bonin. Hi, Mike. He knows why I'm speaking. I'm also a longtime supporter of Venice Neighborhood from Venice Community Housing. However, I've been very vocal since the beginning that a project that they're proposing in Venice at a price ticket of $1.2 million a door is old school. You've got to start rethinking how to deal with the homeless crisis. I'm in the middle of it. I live in it. We need housing, and we need it immediately, creatively, affordably. This is an outrageous price ticket, Mike. I love you, but it's crazy. And this can be, and also the head of Venice Neighborhood Housing promised that she would have an environmental impact report. She said it publicly at our hearing, and now she's going against that, and we're in the dual zone. And guys, we have to have a hearing on this item that is equitable. I'm so happy to be back in public that we can all speak to one another.
Thank you very much. I'm sorry, your time is up. Next speaker is Anthony Mack. And you've requested to speak in general public comment.
I did actually. If possible, I wanted to move it to item number 21, if that's okay.
Item 21?
Please.
Yes, you go ahead. So are you going? Do you want to speak in general public comment and in item 21?
I can hold until, for the sake of time, I can hold until item 21 is brought up on the agenda.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
You can go ahead and speak on item 21. Go ahead.
Oh, great. Okay. Good morning, Madam President, Commissioners, thank you very much for your service. I'm here this morning in support of the proclamation that the mayor's office put forward, making Juneteenth a holiday for city employees. For all that the African American community has done for the history of this country, for all that the African American community and leaders have done for the city of Los Angeles. I'm looking at several leaders right here today that have been serving diligently. To me, it's not even a negotiable item. It should definitely, I'm here in support of making Juneteenth a city holiday. It gives a chance to commemorate the life and legacy of many great African American leaders, heroes, sheroes, literally going back to my grandparents, my great-grandparents have broke their backs for this country. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Next speaker is Charles Rosen. Good morning. You've requested to speak in general public comment.
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Go ahead.
But I would like to request a reconsideration of item 15.
Okay, so noted. So why don't you speak on general public comment now?
Okay, then I have to change what I say. I'm retired and I moved to Venice Beach 10 years ago to catch waves. I'm part of the 2,300 member coalition for safe coastal development who are suing you with cause for land grab masking as affordable housing and numerous violations of the Brown Act, like we got one today. I'm really concerned about the Los Angeles Department of Building and Safety doesn't seem to have any process that ensures that projects are reviewed properly for liquefaction or sea level rise in the coastal zone. And that's an important question particularly when $100 million of public funds might be invested in a project. But I really came down today to thank Joe Buscagliano for standing with us and filling a major void, that emotional and political void for the residents of Venice who have been punished by our councilman for the past 6 years, excluded from the developmental process from day one.
Thank you.
Next speaker is Charmaine Jefferson. You've requested to speak on item number 21.
Good morning. My name is Charmaine Jefferson. I'm not only a Cultural Affairs Commissioner, but I am also the third cousin removed of Carter G. Woodson. And it is from that family that I come here today to say that I believe that Dr. Woodson would absolutely support the Juneteenth holiday, but he would want us to do so in recognition of all of the things that the Emancipation Proclamation was and was not, and what it did and did not bring to African Americans, so that as we think about this as a day of celebration, can we also think about this as a day to remember that blacks could not be freed by the Emancipation Proclamation unless some of them joined the Army and unless they were in states that were, in fact, part of the war effort. It was a war tactic. It wasn't a human tactic. So let this celebration be one that looks at all the things that didn't happen. The 13th Amendment didn't happen until 1865. We didn't get our freedom or the right to vote till 1870, and by the end of Reconstruction, we were now in Jim Crow. Let's not let that happen again with the start of this celebration. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. The next speaker is Commissioner Emma Bernard Gibson. Good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning.
You've
Madam
requested to
President.
speak in general public comment.
Yes, I do. I'm here in support of the approval of item 21. As a great-granddaughter of slaves, sharecroppers, and born in the state of Mississippi, I can tell you for a fact that my family did not receive their freedom literally until 1953, when we moved out of Lexington, Mississippi to Chicago, Illinois, and was able to buy and have our own property. That being said, I'm here speaking on behalf of my forefathers and ancestors to ask you, this is just a small step. I mean, just to go from 1953 to 2022 to see a proclamation approved would be a great service to me and all other African Americans. Thank you.
Thank you. Melina A. Anyone here by the name of Melina and initials A? Okay, I don't see anyone with that name here. Next speaker, Melina Lawrence. Melina Lawrence. I don't see anyone with that name here. Next speaker is Daryl Smith. Daryl Smith. Good morning. You requested to speak on item 21.
Yes, I did. Good morning, everyone. I support 21 because of its importance. It's not simply supporting the official acknowledgement of a celebration. This event is a celebration and a remembrance. It's a remembrance of where we were, where we are, and where we need to be. My background, my culture is diverse. My grandfather, my father's side is Ethiopian Jews. My family on my mother's side were people of descendants of slaves in Texas. We lived this, but we were all African American. We were all black people who were experiencing the issues of being a black person in America. This is a city where 26 of the 44 people who settled this city were of African descent. I think it's time that we remember our history, we celebrate our history, but we celebrate a future that will make a change and make it better for all.
Thank you. The next speaker is Melina Lawrence. Are you Melina Lawrence?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank
You've
you.
requested to speak on item 21.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you, Council. My name is Melina Lawrence, for the record, Commissioner Melina Lawrence.
Hold on for just a second. Can you move your mic further down so we can hear you? The microphone. Perfect.
On item 21, my name is Melina Lawrence, Commissioner Melina Lawrence. In the spirit of our ancestors, like Biddy Mason, Queen Calafia, former Mayor Tom Bradley, along with countless others, in solidarity, I support the signage of the proclamation to celebrate Juneteenth and a paid off holiday for the city, in the city of Los Angeles. By supporting Mayor Garcetti's proclamation, we're also making Juneteenth an official remembrance and acknowledgement of freedom and the path to be free for African Americans in this city and across the country. Remembering and reminding all of us that the image, culture, and contribution and the unwritten sacrifices of African Americans and Angelenos equally to freedom and being free under the Human Rights Proclamation is still an active path to us being free in the city, and this is a start. So let today be a day of acknowledgement, consideration, and a step in the historical governance and the shaping of righteous policy in the city of Los Angeles. Thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker is Johnny G. You've requested to speak in general public comment.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Good morning, council members. To the 2 police officers who died this week, may God give you his eternal love and comfort to your family. To the CHP officer who was shot in the face, we pray and bless you for your service. To law enforcement, we will stand by you and thank you for trying to keep us safe. We, the public, are at a breaking point and will not continue to tolerate the lawlessness that is taking place in our communities. Together, we can and will prevail over crime and criminals. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next speaker is Kelly Clift. Kelly, you've requested to speak in general public comment.
Good morning. Third Amendment case number 21STCV 06217, Stanley Moss Court, Kelly A. Cliff versus Los Angeles District Attorney's Office, etc. all. $1,500 were given to men to rape me in my sleep. I was a virgin, and Los Angeles police officers found out about it. I was a virgin in my 30s. And Los Angeles Police Department found out that I was a virgin, and they found it necessary for me to be raped. My father, Walter Cliff, City of Los Angeles employee for over 13 years, and I support the request for Juneteenth, make it a permanent holiday for city employees. Justice, lower court, King James Version Bible, Book of Isaiah, chapter 41, verses 5 through 7. Justice from lower court to the Washington, D.C. Supreme Court. Please have arrest. Los Angeles Police Chief, former Police Chief William Bratton, Bang Lewis, Bernard Parks, Charles Beck, former United States President Bill Clinton, and Barack Obama. The Ku Klux Klan Act of 1871 has become the former men that I
Thank you,
request.
Speaker.
Thank you.
The next speaker is Mike Davis. Good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning, President Martinez.
You've requested to speak on item 21.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so very much for giving me the opportunity to speak in support of item number 21 to the distinguished members of the City Council. I first would like to acknowledge the work that was done by the council members, Price, Wesson, Harris, Dawson, O'Farrell, and Koretz, in instructing the CLA to do a study to talk about the impacts of the African American experience. I certainly don't need to give a history lesson to you. Many of you have had more experience than I have living, so I respect that. But to say that the purpose of the mayor's proclamation, coupled with your discussion and consideration today, is for us to embrace those core values that each of you always talk about: diversity, inclusion, and equity. This motion, this discussion allows Los Angeles to be all that it can be. I support it, and I support the motion because I know that the Congress of the United States, that the state of California, all cannot be wrong.
Thank you.
I urge your yes vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Nice to see you, Commissioner. The next speaker is Najee Ali. You've requested to speak in general public comment.
Thank you, Madam President. Members of the Council, my name is Najee Ali. I'm here as the president of the Muslim Democratic Club of Southern California, and we are in full support of Mayor Garcetti's proclamation concerning Juneteenth, and we believe that it's very important that the city support it being a paid holiday for city employees. And with that, everyone else has said pretty much what I wanted to say, but I want to thank you for your consideration and your time in hopefully supporting Juneteenth as a paid holiday for city employees. Thank you.
You've also requested to speak on item 21. Did you want to take your...
I yield my time.
All right,
Thank
thank
you, Madam
you.
President.
Next speaker is Muntu. You've requested to speak on general public comment.
Good morning. It is a common knowledge that the foster care system is in shambles, but it's not just them. It's the children's court system that's also to blame. Unabashedly and with conviction, I have to say that there is a clique of individuals at our Monterey Park Children's Court that is hinged on racism, classism, and straight-out criminality. I have so much to say on that, but also I want to say that I blame the presiding judge at Monterey Park Children's Court and the commissioner that they've dropped the ball. And somebody has to investigate or look into what I'm telling you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker is Olivia Verrett. You've requested to speak in general public comment.
Yes, I did. Thank you and good morning. I am here today in support of the establishment of a Juneteenth National Independence Day as paid city holiday. And I wish to also share with you my great aunt on her deathbed explained to me and mentioned that she was put in a horse and buggy, went to school, a one schoolhouse, where she received one book, and that was in reading, and then another book in arithmetic, and that when the Emancipation Proclamation was signed, there were only 90% of Negroes at that time that were literate. And so I am here to stand again and to state that I am strongly in support, and I hope that you do the right thing and make this pass. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker is Raul Claros.
Morning, Madam Council President, council members. My name is Raul Claros. I'm the Vice President of the Affordable Housing Commission, also proud co-founder of Reimagine LA Foundation, which is a Black and brown community-based organization that's worked throughout the county of Los Angeles. We stand here in solidarity today, supporting the official recognition of Juneteenth as a city holiday, not simply so that it can be a paid city holiday, but so that just like Memorial Day, 4th of July, Labor Day, it can be a moment that we can spend with our kids and have a teachable and learning moment. I know that it's part of our American history, and so that's why at a national level and now at a city level, we ask that it be recognized as just that. I also want to stand in solidarity with the African American community that has stood strong with the Latino community, and it's very important that we do the same at this very moment. Thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker is Ron Hazen. You requested to speak on item 21.
Thank you. I'm here today on behalf of the NAACP and all the members of the NAACP, as well as members in our community have fought hard for a Juneteenth Day. I know that the city of Los Angeles has been very instrumental in promoting diversity and inclusion. This certainly is a part and a recognition of the diversity and inclusion of our city of Los Angeles. We've always found a way to support and to finance those issues that are important to our city. I come before you, the City Council, to ask that you give consideration and make it happen, that the City of Los Angeles be one of the first to then make all of our employees within the city, all of those individuals who are African American and of other races who supports the Juneteenth Day, so that we may all enjoy that day, financed by the city, enjoying the rights of education for all of our constituents. Thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker is Rosa Russell. You requested to speak on general public comment.
Yes, on item 21. Good morning to the President, Nuri Martina, and to the council members and staff. First, let me say happy Juneteenth and happy Father's Day. My name is Rosa Russell, and as a commissioner, I'm here today to agree with the Honorable Mayor Eric Garcetti to stand with the City Council to vote Juneteenth becoming one of the first cities to make Juneteenth a paid legal holiday for the great city of Los Angeles. Emancipation Day for Black American freedom was June 19, 1865. It took 2 years for our people to find out they were free from slavery. As we celebrate Juneteenth, we ask the City Council to vote yes on Juneteenth for a legal holiday. Let's make history. Thank you for this great day in the City of LA. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next speaker is Winnie. You've requested to speak in general public comment.
Thank you very much. I'm here for the second time. My case is very different. I decided to come out of my closet to speak about my case. I came last week and I spoke to my former rep, Mr. Cedillo, but I really need help. I am the victim of an admitted conspiracy where I lost my civil rights. I lost certain constitutional rights. And I want to know how I can get them back. After being in the closet for so long, I have no retirement like you guys. And I want to know if anybody cares about every black life, or all lives matter, but how can I gain my civil rights back and those constitutional rights that were taken from me when all I needed was pregnancy leave? It is an admitted group conspiracy, so it's not a hoax. I need help, and I've gotten no results. Thank you.
The next speaker is John, initials NG. No one here with that name? John and then initials NG. Okay, I don't see that name or that person here. Move on to the next speaker, Lionel Morris. You requested to speak in general public comment.
Yeah. Hi, good morning. My name is Lionel Maris, and it's been a while since I've been here, so I'm here to make general public comment about a couple of issues. Number one, we need more tree canopy in the Northeast San Fernando Valley. When I did community outreach, in my neighborhood in Pacoima and low-income areas, they don't have enough tree canopy. And as you know, climate change has impacted underrepresented, impoverished neighborhoods. So the energy cost goes high because they have to consume more air conditioning. So if we have more trees to provide more shade, the temperature cools down, you know, the urban island heat effect. So that's number one. Number two, there's a lot of trash. You know, the LA Sanitation Department has to do a better job of picking up trash, recycling, because it ends up going to the drains and the oceans. Microplastics, fish consume it, we consume it, so it's in our bloodstream. And we need to help the environment because there's too much pollution, and protect our riverways and storm drains and everything like that. Please. I've been asking you guys for years about this. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The next speaker is Joy Atkinson. Joy Atkinson. Are you? Hi. Hi, Joy.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Just walked in. Perfect timing. I just wanted to call in support of the city authorizing Juneteenth as a public holiday. It's already been gone through federal discussion, and it's also being discussed right now in the state of California. So it would be consistent for Los Angeles to join the positive atmosphere and to establish Juneteenth as a public holiday. I'm on the board of neighborhood neighborhood commissioners, and we already have changed our date for our next board meeting because of Juneteenth. So I just wanted to add my positive response to this really important holiday that's meant a lot to the African American community. So I just want to thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joy.
Did it under time.
I appreciate that. Thank you. The next speaker is Force Master Chief Petty Officer Penton.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning.
I really start speaking before I get up to the mic because I have a lot to say. But I recognize and respect time.
Appreciate that.
I did 30 years in the Navy. 30. As a matter of fact, I was born in Bogalusa, B-O-G-A-L-U-S-A, Louisiana. It's only 2 cities in the whole world that ends with USA, Bogalusa and Azusa. And Louisiana is the only state you could pull down USA out of. And I can't believe in 2022 we are begging Listen what I'm saying, begging to be recognized as a holiday. It kind of reminds me of Arizona, when everybody passed Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday, but Arizona. 30 years, but let me explain what that 30 years was. I was the command master chief for the USS Nimitz, 4,500 people. I was the command master chief of the battle group, the Nimitz battle group. I was the command master chief of the Bellawood. I was the command master chief of the Bunker Hill. I was the command master chief of the region in Washington, D.C. I was the command master chief of the Center for Career Development. I was the force master chief of Naval Recruiting Command. I was in charge of recruiting 40,000 people a year for 6 years. So the question is not, should we recognize it to be the holiday? The question is, when you gonna vote?
Thank you very much. The next speaker is Charmaine Jefferson.
Thank you. I come up in public comment because I realized that the one thing I wanted to do is bring to this council the greetings from Lorraine Bradley, eldest daughter of Tom Bradley and one of your fellow councilmen, who also is in support of this this vote for Juneteenth and just simply has a cold, and so we didn't want to bring her out, but she wanted to make sure that she said thank you very much for taking this vote.
Thank you.
Thanks. And sorry we hadn't included your general public comment before, so thank you.
Next speaker is Muntu. Okay, I believe he had already come up. There are no other speakers on the queue, members, so I'm going to go ahead and close public comment for today's meeting.
I signed up. I was the very first one to sign up on the kiosk.
Can you get the name to the sergeants? Because I don't have her on the queue. Mr. Koretz?
Yes, I'd like to ask if I could be recorded as a no vote on item 15.
Hold on for just a second, Mr. Koretz. Mr. Clerk, can you record Mr. Koretz as a no vote on item 15 and give me the tally?
Madam President, that would be 8 ayes and 2 noes. And for the record, the ordinance for item 15 will be held over for 1 week for second consideration to Friday, June 24th.
Okay, then is Julie Bean here? Yeah. Okay, so you said you signed up?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, come on up. We don't have you on the queue, but why don't you go ahead and state your name one more time?
Okay.
What item do you want to speak on?
Well, I'm going to make a general comment, but thank you so much, Mr. Koretz, because...
Okay, hold on for just a second before you do that. So you're going to speak for general public comment?
I have a public comment.
Okay, go ahead.
I would like everyone to please always review the amount of money that is being spent on homeless housing and low-income property. There's one near our house that's going to cost about $100 million. And for each unit, for that amount, 40 homeless people could be housed and could be housed now. And it's also in a flood zone. And Mr. Mike Bonin actually in 2016 is quoted in the LA Times saying that most of his district was going to be underwater in 50 years. And where this is proposed to be built, this place is in one of the lowest flood zones. We lived right by an encampment that was just cleared out. It took way too long. People died in it. People were shot in it. Those people could have been helped off the street so much sooner. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Seeing no other speakers on the queue, I'm going to go ahead and now close public comment. Members, let's go ahead and vote on the following items. Items number 1, items 18 through 20, item 22, and item 23. Please open the roll. Close the roll and tabulate the vote.
14 ayes.
Okay, let's go to item 16 for reconsideration with an amendment for a report back. Let's go ahead and open the roll on reconsideration. Close the roll, tabulate the vote.
14 ayes.
Okay, that item is now before us. Let's vote on item 16 as amended. Let's open the roll. close the roll and tabulate the vote.
14 ayes.
Okay, let's move on to item 21. This was called special by Mr. Price for comments.
Thank you, Madam President. Colleagues and members of the public who spoke so eloquently on this matter, I'm excited to present to you today a resolution that will mark 2022 as the first year of a Juneteenth holiday in the city of Los Angeles. The exuberant echoes and loud cries of our ancestors are being heard today, marking a new page for Black history in our city. Juneteenth, the acknowledgement of a day that represents relief from the perils of one of our nation's darkest chapters. It represents the emancipation of African Americans from 250 years of slavery, America's worst atrocity. We were, in fact, denied our humanity by an alleged God-fearing nation. A date that carries significant historical reckonings for Black Americans in both courage and resilience. The recognition of Juneteenth from the federal government, and now with the second largest city in the U.S., signals a changing tide, one that's long overdue in the name of equity, racial justice, and dignity. As a 71-year-old Black man in America, I have lived the struggles and understand firsthand the toll that's taken on our people. In the words of the great Maya Angelou, "Still we rise." The journey for Black Americans has been long and winding, filled with bruised and a shameful past. However, embracing the pain and remembering and honoring our sacrifice strengthens and unites us. In spite of the adversity and suffering, our culture continues to be one of purpose, promise, and hope. On this Juneteenth, I want to pay homage to my ancestors and past generations that paved the way for our communities to advance forward on a more dignified path. Let us pause this Juneteenth to own our history. From the good, the bad, and in between, as through the trials and tribulations that resilience of our humanity radiates. While Juneteenth is about confronting injustices honestly and openly, it's also about acceptance, allowing current and future generations to learn and grow from our country's past transgressions. This is a beautiful moment in time. People, especially our youth, are finding their voices in the fight against atrocities. Humanity is reinvigorated and is leading the way to achieve a more fair and equitable treatment for all people. The significance of Juneteenth has come out of the shadows and into the light of the rest of the world to understand and to celebrate with us. The faith, vigor, and resilience of our African American community is unshakable, proving time and time again that we stand ready to overcome the injustices of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. As we head to the weekend, I leave you with one of my most memorable inspirational quotes from Dr. Martin Luther King. "We will not be satisfied until justice rolls down like waters and righteousness make a mighty stream." Colleagues, I urge you to vote aye on item 21. Happy Juneteenth, City of Los Angeles.
Thank you, Mr. Price. Mr. Harris Dawson.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair and members, and thank you, Mr. Price, for bringing this to us this morning, and the mayor for stepping forward and making sure Los Angeles was one of the first cities to have a formal recognition of Juneteenth. This holiday is tricky for me as an official thing, because I grew up in this city where Juneteenth was unofficial, where nobody asked for permission to take the day off. We just took the day off, and we did what we were going to do. And there's something that feels special about this, although I'm happy to support this today. You know, Juneteenth and the fall of slavery in this country is a reminder for what we can accomplish when we struggle, when we don't accept the status quo, when we don't accept things that are obviously wrong and seem like they will never change. You can imagine generations of folks lived in slavery with the idea that one day we're going to overcome this. And Juneteenth is a marker for that. I am struck, though, and I want to make sure I say this in public, I am struck by the irony of where we are today. So just today, as we're discussing Juneteenth, a man stood 20 feet from me at a podium holding the battle flag of the Confederate Army. The most deadly struggle in the history of the United States. Still, we haven't had a war yet where more people died than in the Civil War. A person just today held up that flag. I'm reminded of the history of Juneteenth. There are the sanitized versions. The sanitized version says it took the Army some time to get to Texas to let people know they were free. In fact, the actual history is that the White House sent not one, but 2 emissaries to the states to give them the documentation. Those people were killed before they got there. That's why the federal government had to send 2,000 soldiers to Texas to notify Texans. And then you open up the paper and you look at some of the things that are happening in Texas today. And so I think this holiday is a great marker for what we can accomplish. We can do big things. We can overcome our biggest challenges when we focus on them. So I'm happy to support this and the mayor and the city of Los Angeles celebrating Juneteenth in an official way.
Mr. Wesson?
Thank you, Madam President and members. I too rise to support this matter. It should be supported, but more importantly than that, we need to reflect and to think back. I want the people that can hear my voice and see me to imagine that you're walking to see your relatives and that you're excited and you have your whole future in front of you. Or you, Mr. Krikorian, are going on the first date with your wife or something exciting like that, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you're grabbed, you're handcuffed, your ankles are shackled, you were thrown into the black belly of a ship that smells like crap and piss and vomit. And your body is chained next to somebody else's body on this thing that you don't even understand what it is. You just know that it's big and it's wooden. And then it begins to move and it shakes and it rocks. And you have so undescribable fear. You're listening to voices that you don't understand what the hell they're saying. You are so unsure. Your life has been turned upside down so bad that a good friend of mine tells me the story that what a third of these enslaved people on these ships did, a third of them willed themselves to death. Imagine how difficult is that to just mentally will yourself to death. Now, another third of these enslaved people in the black belly of this ship packed together like sardines were very defiant and very angry and very mad. And when they were taken to the deck of the ship to exercise and get sunlight because the enslavers wanted to maximize that they made as much money as they could make, And in order to do that, you need to have your property exercised. Another third of the people on this ship jumped overboard. They killed themselves. They would rather feed themselves to the sharks than to be enslaved by people they didn't even know. So yeah, 1/3 of the people on this ship willed themselves to death. Another third of the people on these ships killed themselves. Many people, and I've been part of conversations where I've heard individuals say, well, my great, 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 great uncle is from Ireland and he was a prince, or my great, great grandmother was from Scotland and she was this. Well, guess what? I can't tell you who my great, great anybody was. But what I can tell you is that there were a third left on that ship, and those were the people who refused to die. And Mr. Harris Dawson and Mr. Price and myself, we are proud defendants of those who refused to die. And that's why we're here. All of their dreams, all of their desires, wanting to be a great hunter, wanting to be a great farmer, wanting to be a meddlesome man, all of those great dreams were just stripped and taken from them. And it's now our responsibility to ensure that those dreams are realized. In a world that has been constructed to ensure that black people fail, that black people at best live a life of mediocrity. If you truly believe in your hearts and your soul that what was done in the past was wrong, then let us frickin' change it. The systems in place in this country today are systems that don't treat people of color fairly. Our educational system, I have to read something 10 times when maybe you only have to read it once, because the school I went to as a kid sucked, but I read it 10 times because I want to be the best that I can. The pandemic showed us that our health system is significantly flawed by black and brown people being sick by more than any others. It also showed us that our financial system is just effed up. Because when poor people were expecting loans so that they could keep their businesses afloat, they didn't get jack. The LA Lakers got a check for $5 million like they needed it. They sent it back. The systems need to change. So what I say to each and every one of you, yes, I gladly and with pride rise to support this holiday. But without pause or hesitation, I'll tell you, you can take this holiday, give me my 40 acres and a mule. In fact, you can keep the mule. But we'll take this holiday and we should take it as the beginning of creating a new life and a new world where all men and women are created equally. And I'm sorry to take too long. I wasn't going to speak, but I got wound up. In an apartment in Pasadena is a 9-day-old little boy. that I have not seen because I had COVID, that is damn handsome. He is very alert. He is very smart. He's got great parents, and the world is his. Please let us do our jobs so that we can afford Harrison James Wesson, 9 years old, and the millions of Harrison James or Henrietta Jameses, the opportunity to fly as far as their imagination and their abilities will take them. We as black people don't want you to give us anything other than an equal opportunity. So I rise to support this measure and urge each and every one of you to make a commitment to make this country become a greater country than it already is. Thank you for allowing me way too much time. Thank you.
And members, with that, let's go ahead and vote on item 21 as amended.
Madam President, for the record, Resolution Price, Harris Dawson Wesson, number 21C, has been circulated and is also before council.
Okay, let's open the roll. Close the roll. Tabulate the vote.
14 ayes.
Mr. Clerk, what's before us now?
Madam President, there are requests to send items 5 through 8, 13, 16 through 18, 20, 21, 24 through 30 forthwith.
Okay, without objection, that will be the order.
Madam President, council has motions for posting and referral.
Those are posted and referred. Members, are there any announcements? Mr. De Leon.
Thank you very much, Madam President. Colleagues as well as staff and to the public as a whole, tomorrow in the heart of Ball Heights on our very own east side of Los Angeles, we're going to have the first ever Pride Orgullo parade, desfile, starting at 10 a.m. In Ball Heights. Also, too, we're going to have from 2 to 10 p.m., we're going to have the second annual Orgullo Pride Festival. It's significant because for a lot of the LGBTQIA plus, community, the schism and the sting of racism has always been alive and well in all of our communities. So there's always a sense that Latinos, Latinas wanted to have their LGBTQIA plus Orgullo Fest as well, not just on the west side, or in West Hollywood, but on the east side. And for them, it's so important for them, with all the challenges within the community, in communities of color, whether it be black, whether it be Latino, for folks to come out and be who they are and live a life of just love, and without being judged, without being persecuted, without being victimized, not just within the mainstream community, but within our very own community. So that's why this is a historic event in some ways, in many ways, because it's the first ever Pride Orgullo Parade in Ball Heights, second annual festival tomorrow. So we'd just love to open invitation to each and every one of you. Thank you very much, Madam President.
Mr. Harris Dawson.
Thank you, Madam Chair and members. In keeping with the motion we passed today, tomorrow in Lamert Park and through the weekend, we'll be having a Juneteenth celebration. We'll have an official street closure, an official music, food, and activities celebrating Juneteenth here in the city of Los Angeles in Lamert Park.
Members, are there any other announcements? Seeing no other announcements, can we all rise for adjourning motions? Are there any adjourning motions to my right? Adjourning motions to my left? Okay, seeing none, our meeting is adjourned. Have a good weekend.